Hey everybody, it's Van Time with Chuck and Deb, and today we're going to talk about the new lesson. So, hon, in the 3/3, we've covered the first third. Now we're on to the second, and the new lesson is the major part of the second third. So, talk a little bit about the new lesson.
Yeah, so even though it's called the new lesson, it can be something new, it can be something that we've talked about before. If we're in basic discipleship, we might be repeating things, maybe putting in a different story that talks about the same command if people are having trouble obeying.
So we're using stories. Talk a little bit about why we use stories and how we use stories.
We've discovered are a good way to get people engaged, especially if you're looking at just one story and talking about it and, just looking at all aspects of it. And it doesn't require that you have a lot of Bible knowledge or that you even know any other scripture. It's just focusing on that one story.
And we intentionally do that so that any brand new baby Christians or even folks that are seeking Jesus, they don't have to have a lot of background knowledge to, one, participate, and two, to reproduce, tell somebody else that story. So, what are some of the stories that we have been using?
If we're doing the stories of hope, all the stories have to do with Jesus and him interacting, and so that we're introducing them to Jesus and who he is.
Yeah.
And in the commands, it's stories or accounts of a command of Jesus.
Stories like Zacchaeus, the demoniac, the woman that comes and pours the perfume on Jesus' feet. And so they're really simple, compact, short stories.
A lot of different ways to talk about it too. Like, what are some of those?
Yeah. Well, what we use is head, heart, and hands. What did you learn? How do the characters feel? How does the story make you feel? And what are you going to do? So, real simple. Other people use the sword method. What do you learn about God, people? Is there a sin to confess, a promise to claim, an example to follow, or a
Command to obey.
Command to obey, yeah. So, there's different ways, but the key is keep it simple. And a lot of times people confuse simplicity with a lack of depth. We haven't had that experience. In fact, the depth for me is really in the application. That's the meat.
Well, I think the bottom line is, if it's a for-sale person, they're going to respond to anything. It's like in India, what's working? Everything, It's like, it doesn't have to be a perfect gospel presentation. It doesn't have to be a perfect discipleship process.
All right, I hope that's helpful. If it is, pass it on to your friends. And until next time, keep making disciples until there's no place left.